Pretty good today. All right, we are live. And so we are here with a very special guest today, Sabina Sulovsky, I believe.
Sulovsky.
And she's from the Australia, the other part of the world, very far. And she's an expert at hacking your body for huge, for productivity in business, right? And increase productivity, cognition, and energy. And awesome. So glad to have you here, Sabina.
So glad to be here. Thank you for having me, Fabio. Thank you.
It's really a pleasure. For people that are from my community, we are live here on my YouTube channel and my Facebook group.
Great to meet
Could
everybody.
you tell them a little bit about you? Uh,
Yes.
yeah, and what you
So,
do.
so my name's Sabina, and I'm a human physiologist and a holistic nutritionist, as well as an NLP coach and timeline therapist. So my journey started about 20 years ago from university. Sort of biohacking physiology in accordance, just to try and get the most gains, trying to study as hard as I can without doing as little work as possible. And that's led me to here now. And so now I use those I help people, entrepreneurs, particularly coaches like yourselves, unlock the human potential that you have by just hacking into some of the biorhythms and cycles that we have going on in our body. So from a physiological point of view, but also from a psychological point of view. So basically, I help you to optimize your superpowers and just get things done, fast track your way to success, and get things done in a shorter time.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, but people watching here, they are so eager to learn a few things from you. I mean, you have a lot of knowledge in this, and I've noticed that you also have a some program where you coach people, right? As well.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. So I do it in a group setting, so
Mhm.
we can all sort of basically brainstorm and feed off each other. And I find that in that environment, that coaches have so much knowledge. And even though I'm an expert in physiology, most of the business founders that I work with, they're an expert in their productivity. So we just bounce off each other and we can get so many different ideas and brainstorm and hack our bodies and our day together. So it's a really energetic vibe. And it just makes people grow from a physiological point of view and psychological point of view, which I bring, but also is my guys have the knowledge, and so we brainstorm that together, how we can come up with the best routines, the best habits, the best rituals and routines to just really thrive in the quickest amount of time.
Wow, that's amazing. It's something I'm looking. I have few routines, but I need to improve absolutely. So, what are some hacks or some routines that, or maybe something that you do that is? I know you just came from the gym. You've been working out, and I know that's one thing I need to start doing it. So, what are some like routines you or hacks you one can do to get more productive and get more things done in less time, which is
Yeah, so the
everybody
best
wants.
time in the day from a physiological point of view, but also from a psychological point of view, is the first hour of our morning. And I design my morning around what's going on in that day. So today, for example, I had to shift things a little bit, but I have a set protocol what I follow to make sure that my energy levels and my state is in line and conducive with what I want to bring to my day. So, for example, today, if you had a busy day, so I have a busy day today, and I really want to attack the day with a lot of energy. Many of us make the mistake of sort of ending up, we wake up in that first half hour. So, in the first half hour of your day is what's called the alpha zone. We have five brain waves, and the alpha zone is when we're sort of half asleep, half awake, and we're extremely suggestive to anything we feed our brain. And most of us feed our brain things like information on our phone. So we immediately, by habit, we habitually grab our phone or our computer, and we are the business. Many of us, we are the engine, and we start looking about our to-do list. And what that does is that actually increases your cortisol levels. And because cortisol, your stress hormone, is already at a high in the day, it increases it even more so. And what happens is impacts the rest of the day. So you basically stack on stress upon stress upon stress. So my main thing would be to create a morning routine that is actually feeding your brain and feeding your body properly. So what would that look like? So first of all, that first hour, you need to guard your brain. And that's quite difficult for entrepreneurs. We're very busy and a lot of us are very passionate, and that's really good. But we need to sometimes slow down to speed up. And I think that's one of the mistakes where we get burnout and we end up sort of getting so overwhelmed, and then our productivity goes down because we're just so stressed. So instead, that first hour of your day is nurture it for you. So that would look at in the first hour, in the first half hour of your morning. So when you wake up, you want to be hydrating your body. So you've had a sleep, and lots of bugs and bacteria enter our gut through that time, and we're also really dehydrated. So our brain, which we're going to be asking so many demands of, has 75% of water, but it's quite dry and it's contracted. So we need to re-energize our brain and our body and activate our liver. And I say our liver because our liver is really impactful and really important in producing energy. And our brain, of course, because it increases our recognition. So when we've got those just very basic two things going on in our body, we are operating from this point. And it's a really simple thing that many of us don't do. We sometimes habitually, again, we go for the coffee and we start in that routine. But it's about having this mindfulness and being deliberate about what you actually want for the rest of the day, but investing the time in the day. So what that would be probably my first is, it's very simple, but just making sure that you're hydrated. And they've actually found that studies by just a 1% dehydration of your brain, that you can actually lose 10% of your short-term memory. So it's a really, with statistics like that, it's imperative that we just, hack it, take the morning as that opportunity to really feel amazing and work as hard as possible.
Absolutely. That is one thing that I've incorporated in my life a few years ago. And since then, I've been doing it. It makes a whole lot of difference. Drinking water in the morning just to get the hydration going on.
Absolutely,
Definitely.
and it's such a small thing, but it's devalued, and it's a shame.
So doing it every single day without failing, it will help you a lot. And you were saying also when waking up, not grabbing your phone. So you would say drink a glass of water. What would you say is next?
So, having your phone, I would say, out of your room. So, I like to advise clients to actually have it out of their room. So, for a couple of reasons, you can't press snooze, so you can't, and you can't also have, you haven't got that radiation, but also is works away. And our body responds to cues. And when our phone's here close to us, it's still on, and we want to turn our brain off for sleep. So having our phone out. But what I'd also suggest is increasing your heart rate by a minimum of 70 within that half hour. That's the golden time for you to really take full advantage of this precious time. So your body's been in a basal metabolic rate, which you're probably aware of, and it's been reserving energy whilst you sleep. What we'd like to do is we want to now wake it up. And by increasing our metabolism, we send a very clear sign to our brain and to our body that it's time to start activating our metabolism, releasing energy, and just getting ready for the day ahead. Not only does that increase our metabolism, but it actually increases the blood flow to our brain and to our joints and everything else. But brain, particularly, because we are busy people and we need as much help as we can get.
Oh, wow. So what you're saying is in the beginning, you don't want to you don't want to accelerate. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you want to wait. You want to increase your heart rate, but the information that you're telling yourself at the moment is really positive. So we're not looking at our phone. We're not looking at our to-do list or our tasks. We're just basically focusing on our heart rate, activating our body, and just taking care of our body first, so that it's in the prime state. We're basically priming our body and our brain for the day ahead.
When you say your body, what do you mean specifically your body?
So by increasing our heart rate, what this does is it starts things flowing. So we get an increase of blood to our brain and our heart rate, and this actually causes something called the afterburn. So if we do just 5 minutes of like intensive exercise, this could be something like skipping, running up and down. When you caught me, I'd just done some skipping, but just elevating that heart rate can actually impact the rest of the day.
Oh,
So
wow.
priming your body with an elevated heart rate, increasing your blood flow, and also increasing something called your lymphatic flow, which is another system that we have in our body to sort of help the detox process.
Oh, wow. You really know your stuff. So when you say, so this is like after drinking the water, you want to
Yeah,
the heartbeat. So maybe some exercise right away, right? Oh, wow.
absolutely.
Okay.
Um, and if we can do it within that sort of first half hour of our day, like I said, that's a golden opportunity for us to set our heart rate for the rest of the day.
Oh, wow.
So studies show that if we do things like interval training and increasing it to that rate, that your resting heart rate for the rest of the day increases, which means you're going to think quicker, you're going to have more cognition, you're going to get more shit done in less amount of time, which is a win-win for us busy people.
Oh, wow. That's incredible because my mentor actually told me when he wakes up, he does push-ups right away. And so
Yeah,
that's kind of why too, because wow, the wow, that's incredible information. I will actually start applying that. That's
oh,
amazing.
well,
Thanks for
and
sharing with my audience. That's really powerful stuff right there. Didn't know
absolutely.
that.
Um, and then, should I say more?
Yeah, go on.
I can talk about. I'm so excited about morning routines because I think it's the golden opportunity for it. We're busy. We, as business owners, we wear so many hats, and there's so many demands, not just work but family. And I think if we can downpack this morning routine, we can actually sort of double up on our productivity, and we can get so much more done in the time. So I think it's just really easy. It's a little bit of investment, but once we can get that morning routine, we can see our business skyrocket, and our energy, our life as well. So what I'd suggest as well is, so one of the things that a lot of us do, again, is that is we don't eat the right breakfast, and breakfast needs, and it's also delayed. So I would suggest, again, taking advantage of this half-hour window and eating breakfast within the first half hour. So the reason why I say this is your metabolism has already been woken up by your water. You've kicked it again hard with some really, some rigorous exercise, and now you're going to kick it again. So you're going to really get that metabolism ramped up. And in terms of fat burning, that's great, but in terms of energy production. And so what we want to do is we want to feed your metabolic fire and activate it with protein. So a lot of people, what they do, again, habitually, because that's what we've done, is we have, a piece of toast, and it might be we're running out the door, and it might be 2 hours after we've even woke up. We've missed that opportunity. So within that first half hour, that's when our metabolism is really asking for help. And so we feed it a protein-rich food. So if you're busy and you haven't got time, a protein smoothie is awesome. You just mix 25 grams of some really nice clean protein. You can supplement it with some green powders, some collagen. Maca is really good to balance your hormones for the day, relieve stress, and just have that. So it only takes a couple of minutes literally to prepare it. And I suggest that as your first breakfast, and that's within the first half hour. So that's, just takes a couple of minutes. But what that does is sends a very clear message to your brain, to your body, that, okay, ramp the metabolism up now. Conversely, if we have toast, what happens is sometimes we find that we end up getting sleepy. And that's because, having a breakfast heavy in carbohydrates is what it does is it actually sends a signal to your brain to produce produce insulin, which causes our blood sugar to increase, and then we get a decline, and then we get tired and sluggish. And I know you're the same, Fabio. For us as business owners, we're wanting to come full steam ahead, and that's just not conducive to a busy day for us. So it's just having sending a clear message to our body what we want it to do.
Wow. And so, and that would be the whole breakfast, or
No, so that's the first breakfast.
okay,
So
the first part, which is okay within
yeah,
that hour, right?
within the hour, yeah. So ideally within the first half hour, and then when you've got time, sit down and have another breakfast. Something that you actually enjoy. So this breakfast is purely for functional reasons. It's not something that I particularly enjoy, but I know that the reason I have it, the reason I suggest my clients have it, is it's just activating your metabolism and sending those clear messages to your body what it needs to do next, what step it needs to take next. And then when you have time, so it could be in an hour, it could be, I've got kids, so often it's once I've taken my kids to school, I've actually got time to sit down and spend 10 minutes having a breakfast, a proper breakfast, again, protein rich, with some carbohydrates too, but having that focus on protein, because I know that protein is, it's going to fuel my productivity, but it's going to fuel my body and my metabolism. And I'm always on a fat loss journey, like, not that I'm fat, but it's just my thing. I love it.
Awesome. Man, that's amazing. We're loving it so far. I mean, this is so valuable. I think I will add to this to my program as well to help my students.
I hope so. So I have two more. I don't know if I'm not. I don't.
Yeah, keep going. I mean,
okay.
Yeah,
so
keep going.
After you've had your protein drink, then you're gonna have a shower. And this is, what a lot of the coaches do is just, again, is having a shower that's cold. So the first, start off small, it's easy to do in Australia because it's warm, even though it's cold at the minute. But just having a few seconds just to get your body started. And I'm sure we're very aware now, the freezer baths and the ice baths are becoming very popular. It's a bit extreme. You don't have to do that, but studies show that our body responds very well to just having that extreme difference in temperature. So what you do is you'd have a warm shower, and then, it could be the last 30 seconds. You could start off with the last 5 seconds, but just increase it incrementally so that you can get that. And one hack that I really love to do is, because it's not pleasant having a cold shower, is think about something that you want for the day. So, today it might be you want to be showing up really confident, or you might want to be showing up, energy, or you want to be showing up as the best coach, and have that affirmation in your head while you're so focus on the affirmation while you're freezing your arse off. And that it takes the pain away, but it also gets it into your subconscious mind, because you're saying that to yourself and you're focusing on that rather than the cold water.
Great hack right there. Wow. Whoa, so many good golden nuggets there.
Oh,
Wow.
I hope some of those. And then the last one would be is something that, it's a little bit foreign and it sounds a little bit sort of woo-woo for a lot of people. But that is just actually taking the time out of your day to write your goals. So again, in that first hour, the power hour, or golden hour, as I'd like to call it, this time is for priming. So prime yourself for your goals, and not for your goals for the day, but your long-term goals. As business owners, we're on a roller coaster constantly, and it's really important that we always know where we're going. So I think by just taking a couple of minutes just to either visualize it, or just to, write it down. I have a journal and I just write, I am this, I am this, I earn X amount of dollars, and just doing that, so that when things go shit in the day, which they inevitably do, is that you've told your brain, okay, that's okay. This is the goal. This is going to happen. It's just another step. It's just another obstacle, and I can get over it 100%. So you know exactly where you're going. So when your resilience, you build that resilience. So when things do go inevitably a little bit pear-shaped every now and again, you are strong enough because you know where you're going.
That's powerful. Absolutely. Yeah, this is yeah, this I do it as well. It makes a whole lot of difference when
Oh,
visualizing where you want to go every
absolutely.
day. So powerful. Journaling as well. Wow. So what's next? Wow, this is a blueprint. This is amazing. Keep going.
Well, that's probably, well, I do have more, but you'd have to join my program. But yeah, um, I have lots. So, we work differently. So I have two programs, one working with women, one working with guys. And the reason is because women and men, obviously men are from Mars and women are from Venus, but also we have very different hormonal cycles. So men work traditionally on a circadian rhythm and they work for 24-hour clock. Whereas women have that clock as well, but we also have a 28-day rhythm as well. So what we do is we would hack that. So if you're a business owner, it works really well because if you're wanting to do something like a launch or you're wanting to, produce a product, or you have certain times in the 28-day cycle that your energy is much higher. Unlike guys who operate at something very different, is that they have that 24-hour clock that works very well with common practice of the modern world, and that's, in the morning testosterone levels are really high at 6 to 8 o'clock in the morning. Testosterone is produced at night, so testosterone and confidence and productivity is really high in the morning. And even though it is for women, it's just not to the same degree. So we just have extra tweaks, just makes it a little bit extra special. um, yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah. Wow.
I
Okay.
think we don't realize, we're governed by all these biological clocks and biorhythms that our bodies, constantly, and we need to support them. And when we support them and we work with our body rather than against it, which many, we really thrive in terms of productivity, in terms of our psychology, our physiology, healing our body, pain relief. There's so much more. And even though, we think of our business as, it's just a business thing, the fundamentals are health and psychology. And when our mental health and physical health is thriving, then inevitably everything else in our life just follows.
Absolutely. And it's interesting because when I had this big depression, and coming out of the depression, I decided to go plant based. And since I changed my diet, like everything, like magically start working because I had the energy. So yeah, absolutely,
That's
it
amazing.
makes a whole lot of difference. Yeah, health is what it's like. Without it, nothing works for sure.
Yeah, and I think we don't give it enough attention because
Absolutely.
it's food is information for our body, and our habits and behaviors are information for our body, and pain is a way of our body communicating. But so often we don't listen to this pain, or we're feeding our body with the wrong stuff. Like I said in the morning, make sure that you have an hour of positivity. So no, looking at your to-do list, because that's still going to be there. And but what happens is a lot of us, we just end up doing these things, and we just go 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 from the minute we set awake, and our brain doesn't even have time to wake up. We're already stressed by 9 o'clock, and our brains only just woke up. So it's just having that intentional, being a bit more intentional about how and being kinder to our body and kinder to our brain, um, because we're very pressured. But I think we can achieve a lot more than we think just by slowing down. Society tells us, "Oh, work hard, work hard, work hard," and which I agree. But you can work. This is all about working smarter and more intelligently with your body, rather than just go go go.
Absolutely. Yeah, and all those tips you gave on the beginning of the day, doing those things, just the water and just applying that, that exercise right in the first hour, so you get your blood
Yeah,
flowing, and then the shower with hot and then cold. it
Yeah.
will make a big difference, just that alone.
Absolutely, yeah. So if you just another tip that I can suggest, which sounds a bit yucky, but it's quite good if you're new to sort of hacking. But basically, is just scraping your tongue. So again, we've got a lot of crap that we breathe in over the night, and a lot of bacteria. And by actually, our tongue acts as a bit of a sponge, so it protects our gut, but it actually has all those particles on our tongue, including the food from the day before. So what we can do is just scrape it with either, one of these tongue scrapers, or you can just get a teaspoon, cheap teaspoon, and just scrape your tongue, and you'll see the yuckiness come off. But that's the bacteria that's been actually formed. And also consider that if you didn't scrape it, you would be taking that in, and we've all got enough bacteria and
Yeah.
viruses around at the moment. So, that's really good. And do that just before you water. So if you scrape your tongue, then you drink water. Ideally, I'd say room temperature rather than ice cold. Room temperature or warm, just because there's certain benefits of having a little bit of boiled water. And maybe adding a bit of lemon is really good to that too. Again, to activate the gastric enzymes and to activate your liver and lymphatic system. And then after that, I would do some exercise. This could be just 5 minutes of skipping. And if you really want to bomb it and you really want to go hard, do what I do is I have an affirmation. So I set the clock on my watch for a minute. I do a minute, which is 100 skips, and I'll say something like, I am confident, I am bright, brilliant, and beautiful, whatever I'm intelligent, blah 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 blah, whatever it might be for your audience, and set that emotion. And that actually helps you. And the study that's so interesting is that when you actually move your body physiologically and tell your subconscious mind something else, it's magical. So it really helps. And doing this every day, really helps. And after that, I'd have some protein, 25 grams of protein. You could have plant-based, pea protein's really good. Rice is really good. Some organic grass-fed whey can be quite good too. And supplement it with some greens and some acai maybe, if you're not having enough berries. And then what was the next thing I gave you? And then a cold shower. So again, more affirmations, more telling yourself that you are the bomb, feeling amazing, because we all know that whatever we tell ourselves ends up being our truth, and we have a choice. So it's exercising that choice in our favor rather than against us. There's enough people against us already.
Wow, that was amazing. I really appreciate, Sabina, you
No,
taking the time out of your day to come here and share this knowledge with my audience. We really appreciate you. And
thank you so
I
much.
want to share here real quick here uh, your Facebook where people can find you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Sabina Sulovsky, and I'm doing an online 6-week body transformation. Um, it's body and mind, using nutrients and exercise, from helping you feel amazing from the inside out. And we start in April, and I would love to have you. If you please, hit me up on Facebook, and have a free chat and see where we can go. But yeah, invite anyone to meet up, and even regardless of if you decide to join the program or not, I can give you a few little takeaways that can definitely elevate your productivity and your life.
Absolutely. Yeah, you guys can find her at Sabina. So it's on the screen, right?
Solovsky, yes it is,
Yeah,
yes.
right here. And yeah. And I noticed you also have a Facebook group where people can follow you, and I guess you provide value there, right?
Absolutely, yeah,
For
yeah.
free. Yeah, I think I'm part of it. Yeah, really good stuff. So well, Sabina, thank you so much. I could be talking to you for longer. I love your stuff, and
Well,
uh,
you have to come to Australia, or I can come to Italy, and then we can go meet up for coffee.
yeah, that would be amazing for sure. And so thank you so much, and thanks for yeah. But also, I told you that if it's okay for me to add this into my coaching program, part of the mastermind, is that totally fine with you? And
Absolutely.
everybody watching on YouTube and everywhere you have it now. So if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, and and hit the like button and share this video. And thank you so much, Sabina. Oh, we have a comment actually from Facebook and a few comments. Sabina
Oh,
is
that's nice.
she's great. Wow.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Somebody
Oh,
knows you.
oh gosh, I'm not used to compliments like that. So thank you so much. That's really good. I appreciate it. And yeah, and you know that my purpose is to help people. And we've all got so much. We taking care of our health is good business sense. And we think a healthy body, we are the engine room. For a lot of us, we're the marketer, and we're the admin person, and we're wearing so many hats. And a lot of businesses struggle, but we can, if we just be a little bit more deliberate and a little bit more intentional, we can make it work a little bit better for us.
Absolutely. And for those of you that just came in now, you can rewatch this, and the golden nuggets from the beginning to end will be amazing for you. So thank you, Sabina, and we'll do another live some other time. I'll invite you in, and
Oh, it would be a pleasure, a privilege, and I
thank
promise
you.
you I'll be much more organized next time.
Yeah, thank you. No, it's all good. It was perfect. We loved it. Thank you, and looking forward to keeping in touch. Thank you, Sabina.
God bless, Fabio. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Have a great day yourself, and appreciate it. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.